So I'm not reviewing Raw this week. It was bad, and that's the end of that. So if you want to find out what happened on Raw, I will sing you a song. Listen up, there's not a moment to spare. Raw this week was kind of impaired. You shouldn't go and watch it. It is not worth your time. So come and sit with me. I won't make you drink my pee. I don't know how I'm gonna end this, so let's just get on to the subject of this video, maybe. I'm not a rapper, okay? So on Raw this week, there was a fatal 5-way match announced for Extreme Rules because Roman injured Strowman last week. And guys, if it's anything like the last few Extreme Rules, there's going to be extreme attention paid to the rules of those matches because it's Extreme Rules and matches can be won and lost by disqualification. Just like the Intercontinental Championship between Miz and Dean Ambrose. But that's not why I'm here. Raw was crap, and Kurt Angle announced that Joseph Samoan versus Seth Fightings versus Bray Wyatt versus Finn Twigstick Balor versus faggot, douchebag, idiot, Reigns is going to be the main event in an Extreme Rules match where they pay extremely close attention to the rules. And all of this is to determine the number one contender to Brock Lesnar's Universal title at WWE Great Balls of Fire, presented to you by Suplex City Limits, rated R for retarded. So, let's just get it out of the way. Friggin' no one wants Roman to win, okay? Roman and Strowman can get back to their feud when Strowman's back in a couple of weeks due to injury. And that leaves us with 4 potential victors of the fatal 4-way match. Now, I personally would like Samoa Joseph to win, because I think that Samoa Joseph versus Brock Lesnar would be a pretty decent fight. Not match, but fight. And I actually think that Joseph Samoan, even though it's all scripted and whatnot, would be made look like a badass throughout that match. However, that gentleman just there, the big Samoan Joseph, has just been brought up from NXT the night after the Royal Rumble. And I don't see them letting him beat the other 4 contenders in this match. Which unfortunately is quite disappointing, because like I said, Joseph Samoan is about the only one I really give a crap about. So let's move on to Bray Wyatt, which should have happened a couple years ago with the huge foreshadowing and stuff that happened at the Royal Rumble. I don't remember which Rumble it was, but it was one of them. And then there was a huge big thing, and then Dean ended up fighting frigging Lesnar at WrestleMania in a very good Extreme Rules match. You should all go watch that. It's the greatest match on the entire card. I'm not bitter about anything. It should have been a good match, but it just turned out to be okay. P.S. It was the worst effing match that I have ever seen. Well, okay, maybe not the worst ever match, but it was still pretty freaking bad. But if we got to see Bray versus Heyman on the microphone, on the stick if you will, that would be quite entertaining, and it might actually make Raw somewhat tolerable for the foreseeable weeks, up until Great Balls of Fire, presented by Suplex City Limits, rated R for retarded. And then we all know that Lesnar's going to beat Wyatt there, and then Wyatt will be buried back under to where he was towards the end of last year, or the year before that, or the year before that. You know, because Bray never wins big matches, except for Elimination Chamber so that he could then lose it to Randy Orton. Which then brings us to Seth, which we've seen before, but this time Seth is not a pussy. Therefore, it will probably be alright, and he can pull out his high-flying moves like the Phoenix Splash and his new thing, the knee Rainmaker, which doesn't have a name yet, which is probably going to be called the Kingslayer. But they won't do that either, because I reckon that the Joseph Samoan feud and the Seth Rollins feud is going to keep going on, even after Extreme Rules. P.S. Since Seth Rollins is the Kingslayer, that means he is the only one on the roster that can slay the King of the Cruiserweights. Therefore, maybe he should go down to the Cruiserweight division and become the first ever WWE Champion / Cruiserweight Champion / whatever the hell else you want to call it, because Seth should be the only Kingslayer who can slay the King of the Cruiserweights, because he is not a Cruiserweight, but he can probably make the Cruiserweight thing because he is a Cruiserweight-ish kind of person. Essentially, dumb name and dumb name for Neville. / Nevevil. Nevevil, the king of the Cruiserweights. And that brings us to the Demon King, Finn Twigstick Balor, which... Jesus Christ, that match. Does anybody actually want to see friggin' Twigstick versus Lesnar besides me? Because I actually think that it'll be quite freaking entertaining to see him take a bunch of German suplexes and almost die throughout a match when a dude who's maybe got 100 and something pounds on you just like sits all over you, throws you around the ring, and you just ragdoll. I think it'd be quite entertaining. Not to mention when he comes out with that stupid freaking belt on his head, you know, his demon attire, where literally, if you go back and look at some of his other ones, he has a goddamn belt on his head. Because apparently having a belt on your head makes you the Demon King. And somewhat more powerful. So, essentially where I'm going with this, the match in itself should be alright. However, none of these matchups besides maybe Joseph Samoan or Finn Balor seem remotely interesting. And I'm only saying that the Balor one sounds interesting because I want to see Finn get thrown around, because it'd be funny watching the Demon King get thrown around. Or at least, hey, I think it will. And it's pretty goddamn doubtful that Joseph Samoan, or the Samoan Joseph, will actually pick up the victory in this match. So, essentially, I'm just getting out prepare for disappointment. This has been the Viva Luciati / Your Otaku Wrestling Fan here with a prepare for Fatal 5-Way disappointment recap. And hey, maybe if I get some time, I might actually review Raw. It's not a matter of time, it's just a matter of Raw is freaking awful, and I don't want to watch it this week. It's always bad, but it's just like gotten to me this week, and I don't know why. It's just bad, and SmackDown ain't much better, but yet it somehow gets a free pass because it's SmackDown, and it's got Nakamura, and Styles, and Owens, and Jericho, and Zayn, I must say Generico, and just, I don't know. SmackDown, it's fine, but it feels like a B show compared to Raw. And then Raw's just bad. I'm like comparing the two, like, yeah, okay, SmackDown clearly is the better show, but it doesn't feel like as big. I don't know, it's just really hard to explain. SmackDown doesn't get a free pass, and if you're lucky, I'll do that tomorrow, but no guarantees, just... So with that being said, hey, I know I've already said this, that I was your Otaku Wrestling Fan / Viva Luciati, and I will see you next time. Which, hey, could be tomorrow, could be next week, could even be after Backlash. Don't know, we will find out when we get there. Although I kind of do need to do Backlash predictions, which I keep forgetting to do for pay-per-views now, and I don't know why. Anyway, guys, I'm out. I will see you all next time. I'm feeling sick after eating an entire pizza, cheesy garlic bread, half bottle of vanilla Coke, and a salted caramel mousse. I'll talk to you later. The frig was that?